This is a general reading for the sign of Aries. If you have Aries anywhere in your birth chart, please know that there is a message in this reading for you. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Aries. Thank you, Aries. Again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. When we're doing these readings, we are focusing on you, your spiritual you. Who are you at the core of your being? And what words, what actions, where are you at this point in your journey of life? And how can we make that a little more pleasant, a little more easy, a little more suitable for you? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Aries. Also, Aries, I do want to give you plenty of advance notice for that full moon, September 29th. That full moon is going to move through the constellation of Aries. As that moon moves through the constellation of Aries, feelings of uncertainty may creep into your thoughts. During this time, that uncertainty can make us feel like we should be moving faster, like we should be doing something. We may be pushing or force ourselves into making decisions. That is Spirit asking us, showing us that it's time to slow down, to really make peace with ourselves and work at a pace that is comfortable for us. Also, Aries, you may be facing, you're going to be facing some difficult situations, Aries, especially as that moon moves through the sign of Aries. You will, or not the sign, but the constellation, you will actually feel the effects of the moon more deeply or more intensely than those of other signs. This full moon does happen to be moving through your first house, which will have you feeling like you're on an emotional roller coaster. Something that was previously hidden will be coming to light. And you may be put in a position to make a decision where you must put yourself first. And putting yourself first, Aries, often involves balance. And here we see this beautiful balance card here, but it's about finding balance. And many times when things are unbalanced, it's because we haven't been putting ourselves first. And so Spirit, the universe, is really going to put you in a situation where to find that balance, you will have to put yourself first. And putting yourself first doesn't always feel like balance. It's putting ourselves first and finding the balance in that. And we have this beautiful Three of Pentacles as the underlying message, the foundation of this reading. And let's see how that Three of Pentacles plays in there. And so when I say that Three of Pentacles, we can really look and see what these three people are doing. And so this person is letting the others that are around them know, aware of what they have learned, what they have gained, and their knowledge, sharing knowledge. And I really do believe it's about sharing knowledge for you during this reading. Sharing knowledge, spreading the good word, spreading the news. Let's see how that plays into the rest of these cards here for you, Aries. And we start off with this beautiful Queen of Pentacles, which is really about fertility. And so when we think about fertility, obviously we think about people and animals, but it is also the fertility of the environment. And so I just really see that things are really coming into place. Things are really falling into place where you can produce, or you can create, you can manifest what it is that you're wanting to manifest. And right after that fertility card, we see the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is the richest card in the deck. So you are wanting to bring about, wanting to create, wanting to manifest wealth, wanting to manifest riches. And then we have the Four of Swords. And this Four of Swords can be many things, but what I'm seeing here is think, rest on that, contemplating, resting and contemplating. And then we have this wonderful Nine of Cups. And what I see this Nine of Cups for you here, Aries, I'm seeing someone enjoying all that they have collected. You've been in your work life, in your professional life, in your public life, you've been collecting, you've been gathering. Working, collecting, gathering, thinking, contemplating, creating wealth, creating opportunities. And so, Aries, you've been feeling overworked and underpaid. You've been really working hard, really putting in the time, and running yourself ragged, burning the candles at both ends. And you've been questioning, you've been asking yourself, is it all worth it? You've been really, thank you, Spirit, you've really been putting yourself out there. And I think that that is why this Three of Cups is there. Look, and we have this beautiful Ace of Swords, which I can also say, I always think of words and knowledge, but you have really been putting yourself out there. You have been putting in the work, and you have been running yourself ragged, trying to learn, trying to know, trying to gain the knowledge, trying to gain the experience that you need in order to create this opportunity, in order to bring in this abundance. And I do believe it's going to pay off. You've been working, you've been gathering, you've been preparing, you've been getting ready, and you are going to be getting, you are going to be receiving the news that will make all that you have invested, all that you have put into this situation worthwhile. And I do believe that this Four of Swords is here at this time as a affirmation, a confirmation on what we were talking about at the beginning of this reading, Aries, about the feeling rushed or feeling that things need to go faster, that things need to move faster. And perhaps you are rushing into decisions. And that brings us back to the slowing down and taking your time and moving at a pace that is comfortable for you. And so if we're moving, even if we're doing everything right, everything is right and everything is falling into place, those that are around us, are those that are watching us, are those that are following us. Do you have some followers maybe? Are you a YouTuber, a TikToker, and Instagram? But you have some kind of following. Someone is following you. People are following you. People are paying close attention to you. And while everything may be falling into place and everything may be working out, when we are feeling rushed or we are feeling uncomfortable at the speed that we are going, others will pick up on that. And I do believe, Aries, others are picking up on your unease or your uncomfortableness at the speed in which you are moving. And again, I think Spirit is asking you to find a pace, move at a speed, move at work in a way that is comfortable for you. And when you find that pace, when you find that rhythm, that is when that news that you've been wanting to receive, or that which you have been wanting to create, will come in. In your home life, in your personal life, you have, there's been a misunderstanding, a miscommunication that is going to be cleared up. And when this is cleared up, you'll be able to move forward. There's been a misunderstanding about finances. I see the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups here. And this misunderstanding stems from someone looking towards the future and someone that is wanting to delay gratification, and someone that is in the present and wanting to enjoy it now. And I think that that is where the misunderstanding is coming from. That is what's driving this misunderstanding. Someone looking towards the future, delaying gratification. So building that nest egg, so to speak. And someone on the other side of the situation is very in the present, very in the now, and appreciating and enjoying the now. But a situation is going to present itself where we can clear this up. We can reach an agreement, and we'll be able to move forward in a way that is beneficial or pleasing to everyone involved. Perhaps, Aries, this will be a good time to have a talk about finances, about present plans, about future plans. Open and honest is always the best policy. But I would also say, by going deeper into what is driving you and what is driving the other person or the other people involved. And so many times, especially when we're talking about money, we're talking about finances, and we're talking about stability, those are things, are the driver to those are actually what we have learned when we were young, and what type of attitude our parents had towards finances, what type of attitudes was demonstrated to us, and as those were generated to us, what was our take on that? And so many times, especially when we're talking about finances, to know the background and to know the drivers of those that we are working with or talking with will help us determine the best action moving forward and help us determine how to best present our side of the case to others involved. Final thoughts, final messages. Aries, again, let's let's talk about the new moon. Okay? And I know, so when we're talking about the new moon, more than likely we're talking about this video on, or we're talking about this reading on the day that you see it. And so when we were talking, we talked about the full moon, and we talked about the fall equinox, which is September 23rd, and the full moon, which is the 29th. But now we're talking about the new moon, which will be the energy that we are in when you first see this reading. And the new moon is in your house of relationships. And when the new moon is in your house of relationships, this is a good time to start or revamp or add a freshness to relationships. And so you'll have the opportunity, and I do believe that that is why we see this Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands is about relationships. It's about partnerships. It's about breaking free of what is no longer serving us. It's about starting new, about starting fresh. And so the opportunity is here, the energy, the time is right to deepen existing relationships or to start a new relationships. And you are feeling very social at this time. And take advantage of that energy of feeling social and making new connections or strengthening those connections. And here we have the Two of Pentacles, and again, that Two of Pentacles is about finding balance. It's about, again, making room for yourself, making room, making time, putting yourself as a priority. And I know when we first talk about putting ourselves as a priority, sometimes it seems unbalanced, sometimes it seems out of whack. But by putting ourselves first, we find a new and different balance that is more pleasing, not only to ourselves, but of those that surround us. And here we end with this beautiful star card. And when we're talking about this star card, again, I want to talk about taking advantage of the energy or the momentum of the moon. One way that we can do that is by taking time to prepare for the harvest moon, by setting your intentions. To set your intentions, you can write down what it is that you're wanting to let go of. And then you can state how you plan to move forward. And we don't really need to spend a lot of time on this. We can take as little or as much time as we need, but by setting a time, setting apart a time of our day, each part of our day now until the full moon. And we can revisit that list and adjust that list. And so on that list, again, we would have what we're wanting to let go of, how we plan to move forward, and some gratitudes, some things, a list of what we are grateful for. So we'll have 3 things on that list. We will have what we want to let go, how we're going to let go, and what we are thankful for. And we can revisit that list every day from the time of this reading until the time of the full moon. And each day we can add to or adjust or tweak that list. And then on the day of the full moon, and so for many of us that will be the 29th, but for some of us it will adjust according to our location on the planet. But for simplicity's sake, we can say the 29th. And so on the 29th, we can have a little releasing ceremony and release that list, release those thoughts, release those intentions into the universe. And we can do that with maybe a bowl burning ceremony, a paper tearing ceremony, or even some cultures have paper folding ceremonies where they fold the paper into origami, but just something special, a ceremony that you create, a ceremony that is unique for you. You find what works for you and release that. Release your intentions out into the universe. Release your intentions and use that energy of the moon to manifest and create. And that is the message that I have for the sign of Aries. Thank you, Aries. You have a blessed week.